This week I ran on a cruise, and I have to say it's hard to motivate yourself to run on a cruise, and people look at you very strange. I don't know how many people I talked to that said, hey, why are you running on a cruise? We're on vacation. That being said, running on a cruise is amazing. It's so much fun because you get to see the ocean or you get to run on an island. It is such a unique experience that it's something that's just really fun to do, even though people may think I'm crazy for doing it. So on my cruise, I ran on a Disney cruise, and we went to Castaway Cay. You don't know what that is? That's Disney's private island. And they have a 5K on the island. They used to do it formerly, but this time they don't. So I had to run 45 minutes on Tuesday. I ran the 5K, and this 5K, you run down the runway, an airplane runway, and run around a loop. And in this loop are different parts of planes and ships. There's anchors. There's all kinds of stuff. It's really cool to see. I did learn a few things, though, while making this run that I wish I would have known beforehand. One, take the tram. There's a tram that drops you off right before the 5K. It is about a 10 to 15 minute walk on top of the 45 minutes. And it's already hot by that point because you don't get off the boat till 8 a.m. or so. So I had walked 10 minutes, run 45. That being said, when you're running, there's other people running. So it's kind of a nice break because right now I run around my neighborhood or around where I live. But when you're running on the 5K on the island, there's other people running it. So there's all this morale boost. You're hearing people cheering you on. You're cheering other people on. You're seeing all these people running. There's multiple water stops throughout the process. It was amazing. And then afterwards, you get to go jump in the ocean and cool off. Best part of the day. For the second run, I ran on the ship. And running on the ship's really cool as well because as you're running, you're overlooking the ocean. You're seeing the ocean. You're hearing the waves. It's not that busy because, again, not a lot of people are running on the boat. What I did notice was my watch was not 100% accurate. So I ended up running extra. Every 2.5 loops around deck 4 was a mile. Since I noticed my watch was off, I decided to run a little extra just to make sure that I knew how many miles I ran and I could adjust it. So I ended up running 4 miles, which took me about 50 minutes. So I ran about 5 minutes extra. I wanted to make sure I accurately represented my distance. Now there is a downside of training on the cruise. So I'm trying to diet. I've been trying to keep my calories down, and I knew on the cruise I wasn't going to be able to. The first day I went through and I got a salad, got these great foods. I was ready. There's desserts everywhere. There's food everywhere. I did a pretty good job of not eating constantly and not eating every dessert and everything else on there, but I didn't do great. I knew that I was not going to lose weight this week. My goal was to not gain weight this week. Even though I didn't stick to the calories though, I averaged far more steps day by day than I normally would. I was averaging between 14 and 20,000 steps a day because I was just walking all over the boat, over the island, all kinds of stuff. But that didn't compensate for the amount of food I ate, most likely. My final run was a 3-mile run on Saturday. We got off the boat Saturday morning, and I had to drive home. After driving home, I had to wait for it to cool down a little bit in the afternoon, and I ran my 3 miles. That was a really long, exhausting day. And running in the evening in Florida is horrible because there's these walls of gnats that get stuck to you when you run. It's really gross. I avoid running in the evening at all costs unless I absolutely have to. When I started 7 weeks ago, I was over a 14-minute pace. Now I'm under 13 minutes. I'm progressing. Now let's get to the weigh-in. My current weight is 230 pounds. I gained 2 pounds this week. I was hoping not to gain anything. I gained 2 pounds. My hope is that as we get into the next week, it'll drop off pretty fast because maybe it's just all the sodium I ate. So I did eat far more food, so I may have gained some of my fat back. But I really got to step it up. My goal is to be at 200 pounds by the race. We're almost through 2 months. Based on where I'm at right now, I'm going to be 207 pounds by the time of the race. Still 7 pounds higher than I want to be. Much better than when I started. I started out at 235. Next week, let's talk about how I'm going to prepare for next week, because next week is the longest run to date. We have 2 45-minute runs and then a 9-mile run on Saturday. And one of my 45-minute runs this week, I plan on trying to calculate my hydration. I found a calculator online and I'll share it next week. I don't want to share it till I actually try it. Today, I kind of feel like I drink too much liquid as I'm going through. And that's one reason I want to calculate what my liquid intake should be. So my plan is for the 9-mile run to wake up 5 a.m., try to get a good night's sleep before. I'm going to spend all week hydrating, because it is very, very important to hydrate throughout the week, because it isn't a night before thing or the day of in order to be able to do something like 9 miles. We're getting really, really close to the training week where we're going to have 2 runs in a weekend and be running half marathons or more on Sunday. So wish me luck in the comments. How's your weight loss journey going? How's your training going? Put it down in the comments. I want to know. I want to hear from you on how your training's going. What are you doing to motivate yourself? What is demotivating you? This upcoming weekend will be 2 months of training. So I'm going to see how far I've come since the start till now with photos and stuff in the next video. I'm not going to do a cheat meal. I pretty much did a cheat week this week. If you want to see where my journey started, please be sure and click this video. When my next video is up, I'll be right here to continue watching.